And thanks for joining today for the very timely topic of Francophone immigration, because we talk about this quite often, especially starting last year. This category has been very popular. Um, One reason is the PR pathways are becoming very, very difficult every day. So the level of difficulty increases. So it still has an increasing trend, and we hope it'll come down. It'll start to come down in the future, but might not be this year. So therefore, since the normal PR pathways that most of our especially the Sri Lankan temporary residents who come here as students or as temporary foreign workers. The most popular pathways among them were the number one was CEC, of course, the Canadian Experience Class, and also the provincial programs, skill migration. But unfortunately, those programs have become very, very competitive now because we have so many temporary residents. Everyone is trying to get through those programs, and as a result, those have become very competitive. And for most of our candidates, it has become close to impossible to meet those cutoff scores in those programs. So, as a result, a lot of people started paying an attention on Francophone immigration, mainly due to Canada's plan to um, give more permanent residency opportunities to French speaking individuals starting last year back again. If you look at the projections for immigration, there's a very high number of very high allocation for the Francophone immigration scheme. So as a result, we can see the cutoff for these categories have become very low. So we are talking about sometimes comparing a score like 529 in CEC versus 423, 473, 428, that kind of scores in Francophone category. So, which is why some of our Sri Lankans who did not have a French speaking background when they came to Canada, they were very courageous and they started learning French. Uh, they wanted to make them eligible through these Francophone immigration programs, so it will be pretty easy for them to get their PRs. And on the other hand, French is the second official language in Canada, so it has its other benefits as well. Once you become a Canadian permanent resident or a citizen, then that will definitely enhance your um, employability if you learn French very well. So these are the things we will discuss today. Um, we got some requests from some of our clients uh, and some of other channels requesting us to talk about this French speaking PR pathways. So we set up this webinar because of that. First of all, as you all know, for the language proficiency, Canada has accepted tests like for English, you do CELPIP or IELTS or PTE or some other uh, CALE. So sometimes for academic English, you can even do CALE. Um, so just like that, you have accepted French tests as well in Canada. One is the TEF, the TEF, and the other one TCF. I don't want to pronounce the French version of that. So if you have learned already, if you have learned French already, you know how to pronounce that. So let's talk about the TEF and the TCF. Um, so how you would know whether you have the required score. That is being measured by a measurement scale called NCLC. So, just like the CLB, the Canadian Language Benchmarks that we were talking about, so these NCLC levels, you can see on the website. Uh, once you have gained a particular score for in a test, let's say it's TEF, you did TEF and you got your scores for speaking, um, reading, um, writing, speaking, reading, writing. What is the other one? Yeah, okay, I forgot the other one now. So we have the speaking test, we have writing, reading, and listening. Sorry. So it's pretty late for me. I guess I'm getting sleepy already. So sorry about that. So we will have four scores for those four categories, and then you will have you will go to the website to check the NCLC level. Let me show you for express entry how that is. Yeah. So this is the page for how to find your language level based on your test results. So I'm sure you're very familiar with the CELPIP and IELTS. Like for an example, if you do IELTS, CLB 7 means 6 in each band for IELTS. And CLB 9, mostly we advise our clients to get CLB 9 when they submit an express entry profile, which is 7 in each band and 18 listening. So just like that, if you do TEF, um, how you will check the NCLC level. So there are two ways, they did a change on the 10th of December 2023. So if you have done the test prior to that, there's a different way. So I'm assuming most of you, if you have done it already, you are at this stage. You have done the test after the 10th of December change. So the CLB, the NCLC level 7 means this. So it has to be your score for reading has to be 430, between 434 to 461. So it's like that. So TEF also, you will have the scores that way. So this is how you will know what your language, what level of language test results you have. And also, just like the case of English language, your test results must be less than 2 years old when you complete your express entry profile and submit your application for for permanent residence. So once you have submitted your PR application, so they will take sometimes more than a year to process that, and your French, the language test score will get locked in. So even if it gets expired now, that's okay. Okay, so I just showed you this link, how to check that. Yeah, so I've given a page for illustrating the same thing that I showed now on the web page. And then the express entry. So let's talk about the programs where you have an opportunity through the French language speaking category, the Francophone category. The most popular one back again is the express entry. So there are two things. If you know French, and if you have taken up a French test, and if you have a decent score in French, there are two advantages you will get. One is you will anyway get some additional points for the second official language. So you have done English test as well, and you do French, and you add that as the second language, second official language, you can get up to 50 additional points. And that's going to make a huge difference. So say your current score is 489. So with that 50 points, your score is going to become 539. So 50 additional points will really make a big difference, therefore. And if you score NCLC level 7 or higher, so this is basically an intermediary level. So intermediary level is starting from level 7, level 5, and goes up to level 8. So if you score at level 7 or even higher, um, then you will qualify to get selected under the French speaking category. So how that happens is you will get 25 Yeah, 1 second here, please. So, yeah, so if you get 7 or higher in French language skills, what happens is 25 additional points if you scored a CLB level 4 or lower in English. So that's going to be you have done English also as the second official language. See, anything uh, anything equal to or above CLB4, you will get 25 additional points for that, and 50 additional points if you scored CLB5 or higher in English skills. So the next one is if you score a level 7, now your official language becomes the first official language becomes French, and then you will have a chance to come through the uh, category-based selection, which is having one of the categories as the French language proficiency scheme. So the category-based selection was introduced last year. So the idea of this is to invite some professionals from the express entry pool. So those who are already in the express entry pool, but who are working in certain special sectors like healthcare, education, which was introduced this year, and also they have French language proficiency as one of the categories there. So from this one, for you to become eligible, as I said before, you have to get a NCLC level of 7 in all 4 language abilities. So meet all the requirements in the instructions for that round. For an example, the round will have like certain requirements. Your CLB has to be this. Of course, for you to get into a express entry pool, you will also have to have certain requirements. I'm not going to talk about that today because we have had separate webinars for those things, but I'm talking particularly about the French language proficiency category today.